Hello, everyone. My guest today is Nicholas Vandenberg. He started selling newspapers in the streets of Paris in high school, then studied maths at Ecole and then business at Stanford GSB. Started and sold 3 tech companies with up to 65 employees and $11 million in revenues. Ran sales for a $2 billion telecom company, negotiating billion-dollar deals with companies like Google, and now is the co-founder of Chili Piper, on a mission to create a new software category around buyer enablement, helping businesses help their buyers. Nicholas, are you ready to take us to the top?
Sure.
All right. So tell us about the company. What's the company do and what's your revenue model? Is it a pure play SaaS company?
Yeah, we are a pure play SaaS company. So very straightforward. We sell subscriptions. We charge per user on an annual basis. And as you say, we in the buyer enablement. So our solution solves a very simple problem. It's one of the things that you wonder why it wasn't done before. When people come to a website, they fill a form and they click submit. They get a message that says somebody's going to call you soon, and you're just wondering, well, who's going to call me and when, right? So that we solve that problem. We have a smart agent that you put on the web page, and it finds who's available, and it will automatically connect the prospect to the right rep or enable the prospect to book a meeting or engage in whatever way the prospect wants to do. That's our model. We sell to a lot of the leading tech companies like LinkedIn, Facebook, and many of these other SaaS companies. And
so said it in kind of 2 words, basically almost like salesperson routing kind of?
We call it concierge. And I know from the concept is that you have a little agent that's on your website. And when somebody fills a form, that little agent takes care of that person. So it will make sure to find the right rep, enable a call in real time if the prospects want to talk now, enable us to schedule a time later, the prospects want to talk later. So really make life easy for both the sales team and the prospect.
And I'm sure you have many, many different types of customers in terms of size and use, but in general, what's the average customer pay per month for this kind of service?
You're exactly right. We do have a whole diversity. The smallest license, I think, is one person put concierge for himself on his website. Right now, our biggest customer is probably Facebook. They have hundreds of reps on our app. But to answer your question, we're around 10K in ACV.
Okay.
$10,000 in ACV.
And paint that picture more so people listening, they'll know if they're a good fit for the software or not. Are these typically teams of like 10 salespeople, 1,000 salespeople, 1?
Typically, as soon as the thing that makes it most compelling to get our software is when you have some sufficient inbound volume. So you have enough leads that you think you should take care of them. We actually have a few exceptions where some companies have few inbound leads, but they want to take care of them really, really well. So if you have a high price point, you don't want to lose any lead, and we're very affordable. Our price point is $50 per rep per month to include the phone. So for that price, you make sure that your leads are taken care of. It's worth it. But the typical company that buys our concierge solution is a company that has invested in marketing automation, that has built some way to bring inbound traffic, and then see that as a natural next step to get to convert that traffic. So not only get leads, but get booked opportunities, booked meetings, engagement with all these inbounds.
Are people typically using this with their, the thing you just described, usually SDRs are doing, 1 SDR for 3 account executives or some ratio, and that's how people scale their inside sales teams after a Series A, Series B or whatever. Are people replacing their SDRs with this, or they're working together?
That's a great question, Nathan. When we first launched it, we only had booking. And it's SDR's job to book, right? So we had a bit of a pushback because as you're replacing my job, I'm not so happy about it.
Exactly.
And I even had a manager tell me, how am I going to get my commission? Right? Because and it was not our intention. Our intention is to do something that's more efficient for everything. Then we added the phone capabilities. So the prospect can say, I'd like to talk now, and that connect the phone. And phone is the realm of SDRs, right? So now we have a solution that is SDR friendly, and then it's up to each company to decide how to best route.
Got it.
That makes it very interesting because then it becomes more sophisticated. So then it's okay, what I'm going to do is do that highly qualified. I'm going to route directly to the account executive. And those who are less qualified, I'm going to have the SDR call first. So you can really play and optimize your process.
What year did you launch the company in?
Say it again.
What year did you launch the company in?
What year did we launch the company?
Yes.
We started January 2016.
2016. Okay. And then so I think you gave a great explanation of kind of what the company does, talked about your ideal customer. What have you scaled to today in terms of total customers using you?
We've more than 200 companies using our software. We about 7,000 reps receiving meetings and using our app. And we're growing. So we doubled this year from last year. But no, our growth has accelerated because it's of the thing I just mentioned. We had a bit of friction when we launched our solution with only scheduling because there was this pushback from SDRs. Now that we have calling, it's good for everybody. So we see a strong acceleration. We just launched it early August. But already with our best month is September and in August, and September is going strong. So.
Yep. And look, I mean, 200 customers at that ACV you just gave me would put you somewhere around 2 million run rate today, or about 160 grand a month. Is that generally accurate?
Yeah, that's right.
That's great. And so year over year growth, about a year ago, you said you were doing about only maybe 80 grand a month. So you've doubled year over year.
Yeah, that's right.
That's really great. Most of that growth, has it come from expanding the base you already had or adding brand new customers?
We've expanded a lot. So I just did the numbers run yesterday. We've churned $60,000 and expanded $360,000. So we have a net churn over the last 12 months of $300,000. Say
that one more time. You churned how much?
Churn 60, expanded 360. So we have a net churn of $300,000. We have a typical organization try it out with a couple of reps and then they extend. We also have a solution that reps can use on their own, so they can use it to suggest times and to book their own meetings. That's that solution. So somewhere, that's how we got started actually, and it's somewhat comparable to Calendly, but obviously much more sophisticated in the set of features. So we often extend to customer success and customer support.
Yeah,
so
got it.
Big deals that expand to other teams.
Just to be clear though, so when you say expansion of $300,000, that's also including new customers you added over the past 12 months, correct?
No. What I mean,
or is that just expansion from the same cohort?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
customers by X and then the Y.
Well, I understand. Yeah. The reason I asked that is because if a year ago you were at $1 million run rate and you've added 1 million, you're saying 30% of that was from expansion of customers. And then you had new bookings of, call it, maybe 700 grand in ARR.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, that's actually, considering how much revenue, you typically don't see expansion revenue making up 30% of a company's growth until years maybe 3 or 4 when they're in the $5 or $10 million ARR rate. How have you been able to drive expansion so early?
It's actually, so the product, people love it. Everybody loves it and they recommend it to other teams. That's how we expand to teams. So we have companies like Avalara where we start with the SDR, then we get the AEs, then we get customer success, and we get the analysts, and we get pretty much everybody. That's how we've expanded so nicely. The thing I think we can do better is the new accounts, right? We bootstrap, so we did not take VC money. Our team is all we hire based on the cash we bring in.
You're still bootstrapped?
So, yeah, we're still bootstrapped.
That's great.
So obviously, we could grow much faster on the new business. The reason why we bootstrap it. We just launched that new product, Concierge, with phone, as I said, early August, and that one has a huge potential. So it's clear that now we're a solid company. We have top customers. We have a product with great potential, and so the time is coming for us to think, okay, we're going to put oil on the fire and get outside funding.
Nicholas, putting oil on the fire, you want to make sure, obviously, that the unit economics hold out kind of per customer. So talk me through some of those. What are you paying right now to acquire customers, CAC?
We pay very little.
Fully weighted.
I've hired my first director of demand gen last June. We started advertising on LinkedIn in early July. So we've grown all that business pretty much organically, word of mouth. It's all been inbound. So if I give you the CAC, I mean, right now, I say we're cash positive. the cost of acquisition is very low for us, has been very low. I don't expect that to continue that way. I think as we want to expand, it's going to be more costly to acquire these customers, go find where they are, spend more time explaining the benefits of the product. So far,
Nicholas, real quick, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. What's your team size today, though? I want to understand what percentage of those folks are focused on content, sales, marketing, onboarding.
It's 14 of us, but until last June, we had only 2 sales reps. Okay. So now we have 4 sales reps.
Okay. So 2 sales reps. Does that include the hire of demand gen, the guy that's on demand gen?
No. That's on top, yeah.
Okay, but when you take the team that is related to demand gen or managing spend, the direct spend, the salespeople, and you divide that by new customers added, so you get a true fully weighted CAC. Is that 2 months of the customer spend or 6 months of the customer spend? Where are you at?
Yeah. Well, if you think of it, when we were at 1 million, with 2 reps for half the year, so they probably cost us 100K. It was a 10% right last year. This year we have a bit more. We're at 2 million. It's probably still in the 15% range. So that's where we are in terms of CAC. But that's what has been so far. I don't expect that to be sustainable. Most SaaS companies have much higher cost of acquisition, and I expect we'll go back to a more normal rate. Right now, we have a very, very low cost of acquisition.
So when you say very low, I mean, are you getting paid back in less than a month? So if it's $10,000 ACV, they're paying about $800 a month. Is your CAC less than $800?
Yeah, that's right. We're getting paid back in about a month. Yeah,
about a month. Okay. And if you raise or if you put oil on the fire, what do you expect what will you be comfortable pushing that CAC to?
Look, I don't want to be burning money for no reason, but anything between 3-6 months seems healthy.
Yeah, I mean that's even. Are you making the assumption you stay bootstrapped, or you're saying even if you raise 3 to 6 months is what you'll push it to?
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm sorry, you broke up once.
Are you saying if you raise, you're happy to be more aggressive and spend up to 6 months to acquire, or you're saying even if you stay bootstrapped, the furthest you'll push it is 6 months?
No. Bootstrap, we stay at what we are right now.
Yeah.
We have no reason to. We have a very strong. You have to control your cash, and we focus. We focus on making our product compelling more than we focus on bringing sales reps. So that's how we got such a strong expansion and how we have such a strong word of mouth. And that's why we waited to raise money, because we want to make sure that the product sells on its own. And we're getting there. We have the solution. One thing remarkable about Chili Piper is that we have a no discount policy. So we just don't do discounts. And even these companies that I mentioned, that are very large companies with procurement department bigger than our company, pay the same price.
So just to be clear, you say it's $50 per user per seat. If Facebook comes to you and says, we want 10,000 seats, you're going to make them pay the full $50 per seat. You don't give them a group discount?
I like that question.
I don't believe you. I was going to say, if you say yes, I don't believe you for 2 seconds.
I'll tell you what, they haven't yet come up with 10,000. Right now, we're still in the hundreds. And so far, so good. We've been holding our ground and saying, well, so much you pay. But 10,000, then the question will be, is it reasonable to charge the same price for 10,000? Or should we have at least some steps? We'll cross the bridge when we get there. But for now, everybody pays the same price.
So even if someone signs up 200 seats, you're still going to make them pay $50 a seat, which is what a 1-person license would be.
That's right, exactly. We have two license levels. Those who don't need phone only pay $25 a seat. So the phone is $50 and the scheduling only is $25.
I see.
So yes, they will pay the same price. And the reason why we've been able to do that, Nathan, is that we've taken positionings where we're unique. So they have the choice not to use Chili Piper, but not the choice to use something else, right? The concierge solution we have right now, nobody else does it. We have some other solution with routing of meetings for the handoff between SDR and account executives that nobody else does. So it's a matter of, do I want to invest in a tool or not? Can we leverage competition to? We price very reasonably also.
Got it.
So.
Yeah, got it. Running out of time here. Last question before we wrap up with the famous 5. If you do raise capital, obviously we're being very much hypothetical here, but how much would you like to raise to fuel growth?
5 to 10 million, because we have a lot of opportunity ahead of us in market our product, and we also have a lot of other product ideas. that we like to bring to market.
Yep. Let's say you stay on the lower side of that. Let's say you raise 5 million. Ideally, I mean, you've been around the block. You've seen this before inside and outside of other companies. What valuation would you like to raise at? What would make you really happy if you raised 5?
Well, I see that fast-growing SaaS companies raise at 20 times the current run rate.
So you think 40 million pre-money is fair for you?
Yeah, I think that's fair for us. Now, the market will tell me.
Yep. Have you had any of those conversations yet or no?
No, but we've had the inbound VCs coming to us, and we'll have this conversation in a couple of months.
Yeah, very good. All right, let's wrap up with the famous 5. Number 1, Nicholas, what's your favorite business book?
Right now, I'm reading The Way of the Wolf, which was written by the guy from the movie The Wolf of Wall Street about how to make inbound calls, and I'm having a blast with it.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Definitely Bezos.
Jeff Bezos?
Yes, he's my hero. He's done incredibly well. He's smart. He's taking a lot of steps that we've actually copied some of his practices.
Name one quickly.
Well, that meeting organized with a long form memo, right, where every decision is based on a memo. We do that the same thing. It's working really well. Another one is the pizza team. I don't know if you heard of that, but splitting your engineering in pizza size teams. So 2 pizzas have to feed the team. You don't want bigger teams, otherwise things slow down. So we are architecting our software to be able to scale in that direction.
Yep. Very good. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building the business besides your own?
Can I semi-cheat and say
Can't
my
be
other
your own.
one? Because I'm co-founder of another company that's doing an intelligent to-do list for teams. We in alpha, and I love it. It's called GypsyBot. It's called GypsyBot.
GypsyBot.
It's amazing. It schedules my day, so it picks my task, schedules my day, and you have to work on that now. You have a meeting with Nathan next you can do that task, and it tracks what other people do. I love that.
Very good.
Yeah.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
That's a great question, because I used to sleep 6 hours or less, but I've read a book recommended by a VC, Thomas Tungers, about sleeping, and I've increased my number of hours. It seems to be healthier. So I'm between 7 and 8.
Okay, very good. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married, and with my wonderful wife and business partner expecting.
Oh, very congratulations. And how old are you?
I'm 52.
52. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
My 20-year-old, I probably... So I came to Stanford when I was in my late 20s. If I had to do it again, I'd come in my early 20s, because it was such the place to be and the place to learn to come to the Bay Area. So that's what I would do. That's what I wish I'd known at 20. Said come earlier.
Yep. Guys, there you have it. Founded Chili Pepper back a couple years ago. Call it 2016 today. Again, really helping salespeople and really channel when someone hits the website, they fill out a form, what territory do they go to, what lead is the account owner belong to, what's the opportunity matching look like. They help you channel all of that to then connect the prospect real time to set up a time to chat with the appropriate person. Scaling nicely, currently serving about 200 customers, $10,000 ACV, $2 million in ARR today. Net revenue retention really healthy. Over the past 12 months, they churned 60 grand. They expanded 300 grand from the same $1 million ARR cohort from a year ago. So healthy growth, 100% year over year overall. CAC less than 1 month in terms of what the customers are paying per month. So that's healthy. 14 people based. Where are you guys based? Up in New York?
I'm in New York. I'm in Brooklyn, but the team is distributed. We cover half the globe.
Guys, there you have it. New York City and remote. Nicholas, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you so much.